You all knew this afternoon the FDA has approved a controversial drug for the treatment of Alzheimer's disease. Now, the drug is the first new treatment for Alzheimer's disease in nearly 2 decades. It aims to slow the progression of the disease by removing sticky deposits of a protein called amyloid beta from the brains of Alzheimer's patients. Now, it's a monthly IV, and it is approved for those with early stage disease. However, a lot of experts say there just isn't enough evidence out there that the treatment actually will work. It's important to note the treatment is not a cure for Alzheimer's and will not reverse the progression of the disease. Joining us live to talk a lot more about this breakthrough is the CEO of the Western Carolina chapter of the Alzheimer's Association, Catherine Lambert. So talk to us about the historic nature of this drug approval. Is this indeed groundbreaking?
We believe so. This is the first drug that can slow Alzheimer's disease and change that underlying biology of the disease versus just dealing with symptoms. And so as such, it's really the beginning of a completely new future for Alzheimer's treatments. And that is so exciting for the 180,000 individuals living today in North Carolina with this disease and those who will follow.
You know, on a personal note, my mom was on this journey. She passed away just this past January, but she was on this journey. Getting her to go to the doctor was difficult because she didn't want to admit there was a problem, and we didn't want to hurt her feelings by telling her there was a problem. And so we've come to understand that this is a very common thing with families dealing with Alzheimer's or the onset of Alzheimer's. So it's great that there's a drug, but how do you get them to the doctor in the first place to even get on the drug?
That's a great question. And so early detection and an accurate diagnosis has always been important, but approval of this new therapy makes that early detection and diagnosis even more critical to ensure that individuals are getting the most benefit at the earliest point possible. So I think if the conversation becomes, hey, if we're in earlier and having this diagnosis and an accurate and early diagnosis gives more options to us, then that becomes a very different conversation. And the Alzheimer's Association can help with that. We can help with some strategies to get someone there.
Yeah, it's a tough conversation to have, and it's not a fun conversation to have by any stretch of the imagination. So some doctors saying that they may not want to prescribe this because they say it's not foolproof. Your thoughts on that?
So the association prides itself in being an evidence-based scientific organization, and the data coming out of the phase 3 clinical trials for this, we believed warranted the options that it did give for those for whom it might be most effective, which, as you mentioned earlier, are those in the early stages of this disease. And so those are difficult conversations, and we would encourage you to reach out to our website, alz.org/North Carolina, or call our 24-hour, 7-day-a-week helpline at 1-800-272-3900.
Yeah, it's a tough journey, and so it's a pleasure to be able to report some positive news for families who are dealing with whether it be dementia or official diagnosis of Alzheimer's. So, Catherine, thanks for being here to talk about this. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care.